Hey, welcome back to our Final Fantasy X HD Platinum walkthrough.
Yuna
We're in
is saying
Kilika Woods.
she wants you with us.
Yuna is saying some stupid shit.
I want
Don't worry about this.
to ask you to be my guardian.
She wants you to be a guardian. And I was like, no way. And then she's like, but I just wanted to hang around. And I was like, no way. Don't worry about it. After this little boring bit, this video is actually going to be
I just want him nearby.
mostly doing stuff.
What? What do you mean?
I know, that's a change, isn't it?
It's just that
Don't worry, there's still plenty of cutscenes ahead. But this video will be light on cutscenes
can't this wait till later?
and heavy on actual content, which is nice.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have.
There's
Just as soon as they're finished yapping.
I'm just not really sure what's going on.
That's Tidus in a
My
nutshell.
apologies.
And Kamari's gonna like fold his arms because why not? You need to see that. So cool. Straight into a battle. But this is another tutorial battle, and it's almost our last ever tutorial battle. Almost. So here we go.
Kimari, why don't you use Lancet on it?
Kimari, why don't you use Lancet?
What's a lance?
What's a Lancet?
Normally, it's a skill that weakens enemies.
So she's gonna explain it, but Lancet is a useless move, except that Kimari can learn
Hey, sounds cool.
overdrives from it. Blue magic overdrives. So you use it on this guy, and then Seed Cannon. And when you learn a new overdrive, Kimari's overdrive fills up straight away, which is nice. But funny thing, that's watch the damage this does now. We'll use Seed Cannon. It will kill him because Lulu has weakened him. If she hadn't, he would have survived that. Like, that's how useless Kimari's overdrives are. But that's okay. You'll never need to really worry about using them. But anytime there's a chance to learn a new one, I will show you it. So that's another Albed inscription on that thing. You can ignore that. Just do some spear gritting that we got from that tutorial battle, actually. But only for Lulu, I think. Yeah. So now, let's go and round up some items. We go over here. I think there's MP spheres? No, just mana spheres, never mind. They let you activate MP and magic nodes on the sphere grid, but they're not that important. So here's another random battle. I'm going to show you this one because after this battle we've seen every enemy in the Kilika Woods. So that dead iguana, they can petrify you with their attacks. It's rare, but they can do it. If a character gets petrified, Yuna's Isuna spell will cure them. Don't worry about that. Yeah. The bees, whatever they are, they can inflict poison, but Lulu can overkill them easily with Blizzard, so I would hit them with Blizzard rather than throw Waka's ball at them. But do make sure you get everyone involved in the battle, so they all get some experience. I like to have everyone attack the yellow elements because they have high defense, and you're not going to kill them by accident. The only trouble is this is still like an early area, so every time you do, Lulu will give out to you and say, don't bother doing that. Right here. Leave it to us guardians. Or whatever. So we can finish it now. Obviously,
Anyone thirsty?
even if you didn't have sensor to show you the elements, they use lightning, so you use water. And by the end, well, by the time you get out of the woods, you should be overkilling those guys. If you're not overkilling them yet, I would suggest leveling up around here a little bit. Obviously when you're leaving, like before you leave the woods. Which it should happen, don't worry. Right there, that's magic defense. There's some magic nodes for her coming up, I think. Because her damage does go up here. By the end of the video, she'll be able to overkill them. Okay, so keep an eye on the minimap and just look where I'm going. So there's Scout, that's a weapon for Waka with sensor on it. Equip it if you want, doesn't make much difference. Follow the path around. Obviously I leveled up from that battle, so you'll level up too. At some point. So sometimes you'll see me just moving around the sphere grid weirdly. That's because I'm just checking what abilities are coming up. Like there, I wanted to see what that was for Tidus, and it's Extract Speed, which is a move that lets you... Well, you hit an enemy with it, and then when you kill them, they'll drop speed spheres, which you won't really be running out of anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it. Here we can learn Silence Attack for Waka, which is useful against certain enemies. Magic enemies. Although most of the casters, specifically, are actually immune to silence. But there are some bosses that you can silence. Make them a little bit easier. Now make sure you talk to this lady here. Once her peons run away. Okay. So she gives you a remedy. Make sure you talk to her there, like before you fight this optional boss I'm going to show you. Because she gives you an item after you beat him too. And you don't want to miss out on that remedy by beating him early. So there, Lulu's magic is increased by 2. That's probably enough to give her an edge to overkill those yellow elements. I think that's what they're called anyway. So yeah. Moving on. Strength sphere for Tidus. Only +1. Now, eventually we'll be able to clear out nodes by using clear spheres. Now this is post-game content I'm talking about, but all those +1s we'll be able to replace with +4s. And we will be going around doing that. Maybe 150 hours from now, so don't worry about it.
Fiend before us is
So here's Luzu and Gata.
We've had trouble with this one before.
They're just looking at this guy, Lord
Lord
Ochu. He's Lord of the Woods. They're just like, look at this guy, he's pretty cool. Now what I did here was I went and I got some overdrives up. So I suggest you do the same. You want Veilfor's overdrive for sure. Now you could build it up during the battle, but you'll want it to finish off Lord Ochu. And obviously while I was getting the overdrives, I leveled up a couple of times, so you might as well use those. Fill out the sphere grid before we fight him. For Kimahri, move down, if you're following my Kimahri path, you don't have to. Move down into this little extra area and just get at least the MP. Now I'll get everything down here, but the MP at least is handy. Whether you make him a second Tidus, or a black mage or a white mage, you'll want MP. Tidus has some useful spells, believe it or not. And we're gonna get the first one right now. Haste. Costs 8 MP to cast, I think. And you can only cast it on one character at a time. Like you can't multi-target your party. I actually wanted to get that for this fight, and then I'm pretty sure I forgot to cast it, so it doesn't matter. Like, you don't need it. But, yeah. So just attack. I tried using Dark Attack on him, I'm pretty sure he's immune. Yeah, he's immune to that. And he can, of course, poison you. So now I'm going to use Lulu's Fury Overdrive. It's the first time I've used this in the walkthrough. What you do is you just spin this stick rapidly. I think you can maybe get 9 with a low level spell. I usually only get 8. So whatever. But still, that's 1600 damage, almost. It's probably closer to 1400 in the account. Roll the missing damage off the 200s, but whatever. It's a good bit of damage. Good way to start the fight. Now, what I would do is make sure you use Kimahri at some point. He doesn't have to do much, but, you know. Here we go with Yuna curing the poison. I'll keep her doing that. I just used Lancet with Kimahri just to have him do something and then get him back out of the battle, because he's not that useful. Or attack with him, it doesn't matter. You know, him and Tidus are kind of interchangeable at this point. So yeah. Now his health is going to go below 2000. Once his health is under 2000, you want to summon Veilfor. Because not only will he fall asleep, which restores his health, he'll start countering attacks with Earthquake. Now you can just hit him and he'll wake up. So here's Earthquake. Does quite a bit of damage. You know? But luckily, Earthquake can't hit Veilfor. So summon him. You'll notice Yuna has her overdrive, I didn't use it. Belfour has his overdrive as well. Yeah. Fight him for a little while. Get his health down to about 1,000, because you want to overkill him. And I forgot to put up what the overkill value is for him, but I'll tell you right now. And I will have it put up in the actual video, but while I'm recording this, I don't have it to hand. But it is 800 damage, so you can easily do that with Belfour's overdrive. If you don't know how much damage it's going to do, whittle him down to about 1,000, because you'll definitely do 1,000 or more. I believe, if I remember correctly, I do about 3,000, so I didn't need to whittle him down at all. Okay, 3,000 is a bit much. 2,080 is pretty good. For this part of the game, at least. So that's Lord Ochu, optional boss, not that hard. Drops 2 MP spheres if you overkill him. Now those are great. They give plus 40 MP. So stick them on Lulu's sphere grid as soon as you come across an empty node.
We'll get our chance soon enough.
Young Crusaders gather.
You could give them to Yuna, but Lulu needs them more, I think.
Do your best, kid. Wakka's counting on you.
So talk to Luzu after you beat Lord Ochu, he'll give you an elixir, which is
After
good.
the tournament, you should join the Crusaders.
And then head back to the save sphere. Or saved here. Wow. Now, there might be a slight drop in quality here. Actually, that was a slight drop in quality before I started fighting Lord Ochu, I should say, because I had to do some video magic to get the video to actually work in Sony Vegas. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it just wouldn't open. So I had to convert it to a Windows Media file, and then it wasn't the right resolution, and I had to change that. Hopefully you won't even notice. But I brought it up, so now you know, but it doesn't matter. That Crusader we can talk to anytime to give you a high potion, so I just leave it till after Lord Ochu. But if we go back to the first one who gave us the remedy, nice battle there, she'll give us a Null Blaze shield, which shields are for Tidus, I think? Maybe? I'm not even sure. That's quite bad, I should know that. But anyway, that will completely negate fire damage. And then you want to head directly north from Lord Ochu to get that Luck Sphere, which you can put on the sphere grid now, but you won't be able to activate it because we don't have any fortune spheres for a while, so just hold on to it. Now you saw there I equipped Flame Tongue for Tidus. That was dropped in a random battle. Those bees can drop them, I think. So if you get it, it's handy for the next boss. If you don't get it, don't worry, because it's not going to make that much of a difference. So Wakka takes you a little out of the way here to learn extractability. But extractability can be very handy early game, because it means you can knock ability spheres out of enemies. You definitely want to do that. So Lulu's going to learn Focus here. Focus works similarly to Cheer, except instead of raising attack and defense, it raises magic and magic defense up to 5 times, and it's very good. And there's that one of those MP spheres we got from Lord Ochu. If you didn't overkill him, you'll only get 1. And 2 is better than 1. So I hope you overkilled him. Lulu's overdrive will also overkill him if you didn't get Belfour's up, but hopefully Belfour's the easier way to do it, because obviously he can't get Earthquake. But anyway, that should be everybody's sphere grid up to date, so let's leave the woods. There we go.
Oh,
Roar,
these
roar.
stone steps have a history, you know. Yep, Lord O'Holland trained here at his peak.
So coming up is a race minigame where you have to race up the steps. And if you get to the top first,
A race, huh?
you get Tidus's ultimate weapon.
Think you can beat me?
But it's really hard to do.
Yuna, if you would.
Ready?
I'm lying. Everybody cheats except Tidus because he's too stupid to cheat. So,
Huh? Hey!
you know, don't worry. You can't win. So, Kimari shakes his head.
Kids.
Lulu does a stupid little laugh. Save here because there's a boss at the top of the stairs. And I forgot to edit out that particular save. So just to remind you what the save screen looks like on the PS3 version. Now you know. In case you'd forgotten.
Everyone, quick! Sin spawn!
So yeah, there's a sin spawn at the top of the stairs. Who knew? And so this is kind of the first proper boss of the game, I would say. Sin spawn Gino. So Kimari can actually hurt the main thing because he has piercing on his harpoon. But for now, what you want to do is take out the tentacles, because once the tentacles are dead, the main body of the boss will open and you can do full damage with every character. So the tentacles are weak to fire, I think. Okay, they're not weak to fire, but they take half damage from thunder and ice, and they absorb water, so you don't want that. So once they're both dead, you can just start wailing on this guy. He'll actually take a couple of turns to fully open. But I think you can silence him. You can, so silence him with Waka.
My ball can't hurt.
Otherwise he uses water magic, I think. And he does a fair bit of damage. So yeah, just silence attack him. It's worth it. Then, yeah, he takes extra damage from fire. So cast fire. If you saved Lulu's overdrive instead of using it on Ochu, it's useful here as well. But I wouldn't go and build it up just for this fight. This is quite easy. So here's where that fire tongue sword I got comes in handy. But you don't need it. That did a little damage. That did very little damage because you need piercing to hurt him while he's curled up. But now that he's open, it should do full damage. So yeah, that's kind of regular damage from Waka. That poisons you. I don't think I bothered curing it, but you know, it is poison. So keep that in mind. As you can see, about 4 hits from Lulu would actually kill him, so he's not that hard of a boss. So now his health is below 2,000. Oh, I did cure it. I'm surprised. But anyway, I have Yuna's overdrive, so I can use Grand Summon, which will give Belfor a full overdrive without me having to build up Belfor's overdrive, which is nice. So now I'm bringing his health down to below 1,000, because again, this guy's overdrive or overkill value is not too big. I think it's about 800 again. But here's our Grand Summon. Sin spawn Jine. Jine is much later on in the game. Yeah, 900 damage to overkill him. So there we go. We did almost 3,000 that time, and that is a result of getting Yuna's stats up after beating Lord Ochu. So you can see how they scale. Apparently they also scale as you use Yuna in more and more battles. The Aeons get a slight boost from that as well. So there we go. We beat him. Now there's a little rallying chat here where everyone can
Hope to break you
yeah,
a
like,
little
yeah,
slower.
good job, we beat this Infon.
Being a guardian's tiring.
Tidus, I think,
You handle
explains
yourself
what,
pretty well.
or asks
You got
what's the
talent.
deal with sin spawns,
Nah.
and gets an explanation.
So, what are these sin spawn anyway?
Here we go.
Fiends. They fall from Sin's body and are left behind in its wake.
Leave him alone and Sin comes back for him. You gotta be quick.
That moment when Waka
Sin
told
always
me
comes
I
back
had
for his
talent in
spawn.
battle, I think that was when I started seriously considering becoming a guardian.
So cool. For overkilling him, we get a bunch of stuff. We also got a harpoon for Kamari. So I think taking a look at that, it's just as generic as they get, so I wouldn't worry about using it. Yeah, re-equip Brotherhood because it's better than Flame Tongue. Flame Tongue only has Fire Strike, and Strength plus 5% is more useful than that in general. So let's continue to move along the sphere grid. Yuna can learn Life, which you learn very early in this game compared to most Final Fantasies. But obviously that's handy. So that's that. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.